heard there's a crew covering all elite wrestling, bringing you the news. It's Sunday Night Raw, gonna rock your world. Tune into the podcast, let the chaos unfurl. The energy's electric, the passion's on fire. Kicking out podcast, take it higher and higher.
What's going on, Kicking Out Podcast Nation? It's Sunday night. It's November 24th, 2024. That's a lot of 24s in there.
That's a lot of 24s, yeah.
I'm Tanner Lee, along with co-host Paul Zartman, Austin Shepard. We're back. We took last Sunday off. Shep was out playing some golf with some legends, some hockey legends, and Paul and I decided to kick our Full Gear Predictions show to last Thursday. So we did it last Thursday, and then we're back here with y'all tonight. But
so obviously we're never going to be able to do a prediction show again on a Saturday or a Sunday because of Paul. Yep. He's gonna be all superstitious and everything now.
Yep.
No, I'll do shows on Thursday. I'll do shows any day. I don't care.
Oh, look at it. Yeah. I'm a fighting champion, he says. I'm a fighting champion.
I'll defend this anytime, anywhere.
Okay, Wrestle Kingdom, you and me.
Okay.
So you're already saying you're not going to win it at World's End, Shep. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm saving it.
Saving it.
I'm shooting my shot.
Mm.
We'll do Wrestle Kingdom night. It's let's do night 1 and 2 because night 1 predictions can affect night 2.
Night 2 is Wrestle Dynasty this year with AEW involved.
Yeah.
Okay, do you just want to do night 2 then? That'd be more fair.
Yeah.
All right, you're on.
I mean, I'm going to be the champ then, so I'm winning it back at World's End.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you what, I'll take a break till night Wrestle Dynasty, night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom.
You don't want any World's End?
Yeah, I don't need it.
Wow. I might not even have possession of the title before then because somebody refuses to bring the title.
Hey, you can drive on up. You got car.
Yeah. I'll meet you at Uncle Bill's tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Uncle Bill's.
All right. I'll be there.
I won't be because I got plans at 10 a.m.
Well, see?
He's got media obligations.
Yeah.
Yeah. But congratulations, Paul. You dethroned me after 419 days.
Cheers, Paul.
Thank you.
Hey, you like my koozie, by the way?
I love foreplay. Yes. Barstool Foreplay Golf Podcast. Yes. That's awesome.
Nice.
You know how it's spelled.
Yes.
But the match that did me in was Ospreay Fletcher.
You know what? I watched those picks and I'm like, man.
I know.
And then I watched the match and I'm like,
I know.
I get it. I get what happened.
I do too. I totally get it. I just
story makes sense.
I'm still shocked it was clean. I'm glad it was, but I'm shocked it was a clean finish.
You know what? I think there's so much mutual respect between those two guys and so much friendship.
Yeah.
I think Ospreay's like, look, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it this way, and this is how it's gonna go. So, hats off to both of them. It was an unbelievable match. And then hats off to Ospreay, pushing the storyline, knowing that it would not hurt Ospreay in the long run because he's got a lot ahead of him, and this did not hurt him at all.
He and Swerve are very unselfish.
Yes, and like I was telling Tanner, looking back at the history with the Don Callis families, what made me go with Fletcher? I would have picked Ospreay in a heartbeat, but looking back, every time somebody's been thrown out of the Don Callis family and they go one-on-one with somebody, they lose. And that history and Ospreay's selflessness is kind of what put 2 and 2 together for me that Fletcher was going to take this one.
Yeah, it was a good pick by you. And then you missed the women's match. You missed Statlander. No surprise there because Paul would not pick Mercedes. But
I did pick Mercedes originally until
I could also
Wednesday
say
night.
I picked Kyle Fletcher originally, but I didn't.
No, I actually did. I told you that because
Yeah,
remember,
you did.
I had to flip flop some points and everything else.
Yep. And we both missed Hangman. We did not think
Yeah.
Jay White was going to win. So
No.
we'll talk about that here in a bit. We got some comments I want to catch up on here.
All right, and then I'll ask
TG
Shep the question.
TGY woke up at 2 a.m. to watch Full Gear. Checked your predictions. Swerve could have rescued Tanner at the end if he won. I know. I was hoping he would pull the upset somehow. Anyways, congrats to Paul. Tanner has a record reign for sure. And he also said
Yes.
best match of the night was by far Monet, Statlander, and Osprey. Fletcher, MJF Strong ended kind of weird. The main event also had a strange cameo extravaganza, which I didn't get. We'll talk about that. Talk about that soon too. Hi, Majin. Yeah, asshole. And he also wondered how golf was, Shep.
Oh, golf was great. I had a great time. I had a plenty of vodka sodas
And photo ops.
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. You guys you'll like this story. My second or my third favorite hockey player of all time is Lanny McDonald. And if you Google Lanny McDonald's got the best mustache of all time.
Yes.
He does. So funny story about Lanny McDonald. I meet Lanny McDonald day 2. Great guy. And I found out a couple months we about lost Lanny McDonald to a heart attack, and was touch and go over there for a while. He came up and gave a speech, and everybody he's supported this golf tournament a long time. So the final night, there is a Lanny McDonald hand painted portrait, and this thing is cooler than shit. And of course, if you buy it in the silent auction, you're going to get Lanny's going to sign it, and he's going to take a picture with you. Yeah, Calgary Flame legend. And Majin, you're going to love this story. So I start bidding on it. I start bidding on it like at $100, which I think it's cool. I mean, it'd be cool. It'd be cool in the man cave, right?
Yeah.
Well, I get to drinking. And
No.
yeah. Oh,
Not Shep.
the last night, because I was hurting. I didn't drink a lot during golf because the first 2 days, and then it just happened. It just kicked in. Well, I noticed this guy keeps outbidding me. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I keep running it up, and I keep running it up, and I keep running it up.
Bruce Wayne.
And so I make the last bid, and I won't tell you the amount because I don't want to incriminate myself in case my wife ever listens to me. So I'm like, I'm going to win this thing. And so I bid it another 100 or $150. I can't remember which one it was. I go to the bathroom. And while I'm at the bathroom, they close the silent auction. I'm thinking, I won this thing. I outbidded the other guy, and it was the same guy bidding against me. I outbidded him. I come out of the bathroom. I'm standing in the bar line, and I look over, and I got outbidded by $50.
Oh.
And so the other car buddy of mine, his name is Chris Tonkin. I hit him up inside the head. I said, Tonkin, son of a bitch, I got outbidded on that Lanny McDonald picture. He goes, wow, I saw what you bid. I didn't think anybody had outbid you. I said, he did. He goes, well, who outbid you? I go, that son of a bitch, Joe Neuendijk. And when I said that, Tonkin's eyes got about like this big. And I'm like, what? He goes, did you not pay attention to the video last night? I go, no. Joe Neuendijk assisted Lanny McDonald's pass when he won the Stanley Cup. Joe Neuendijk passed him the puck when he won the Stanley Cup, and they're best friends, and he about died, and I'm trying to outbid Joe fucking Neuendijk. And I go, that son of a bitch. Well, guess who's standing in front of me at the bar line?
Joe Neuendijk.
Joe Neuendijk. Turns around and looks at me and goes, you're the one? I go, yeah, yes, Mr. Neuendijk. I said Mr. Neuendijk because I was like, I outbidded you. He looked at me like you're an idiot, right? And then my buddy Tonkin goes, hey, Mr. Neuendijk, he's from Indiana. He knows jack shit about hockey. He just met Lanny the other day, thought it was a cool picture, da-da-da-da-da. He has no clue of your history. And he's like, I can respect that. And he shook my hand. Super nice guy. But yes, I tried to outbid Joe fucking Newendike. I called Joe Newendike a son of a bitch. He's not a son of a bitch. He's a great guy. Great human. I tell you what, hockey players, ex-hockey players, and I had this discussion earlier with another professional athlete that we mutually know, Tanner. I've met quite a bit of American professional athletes. And then there's a handful of these Canadian hockey players. And they all played in the, Stanley Cups. A couple of them are in the Hall of Fame, yada, yada, yada. These guys are so humble and down to earth and awesome human beings. Where I feel like some of the professional athletes here in America are just stuck up snobs. And I'm being polite when I say that. And so I'm saying this, and the gentleman that throws the tournament, his name is Wayne McBean. Wayne McBean played for the New York Rangers, and he owns the golf course. And I'm telling Wayne, I kind of got to know Wayne a little bit. And I'm telling him we're in his office, which his office is the memorabilia capital of the world. Anywhere from Mike Tyson memorabilia to Masters memorabilia and everything hockey. Cool guy. And I'm saying this, and he's like, well, there's a common denominator, Shep. I go, what? He goes, we're all Canadian. He goes, you Americans are assholes. I was like, all right, touche. Americans can be assholes. But yeah, that was my story of the day, is trying to outbid Joe Newendike on fucking Lanny McDonald's picture.
That's some good stuff.
I did not get it. I did. Hey, Majin, I want to know what your thoughts on, or if remember a gentleman by the name of Tiger Williams. Tiger Williams might be one of the craziest human beings I've ever met in my life. He once punched a young rookie player when he was in his 50s during the warm-ups of the Gordie Howe charity hockey match. But yeah, I met Tiger Williams, and the reason I met Tiger Williams is the guy walked up and hit me in the arm. Had no idea who this crazy guy was. He wore rubber golf shoes with no shoelaces. One of the baddest enforcers ever. Yes, he is. Actually, Tanner, I'm going to send you a picture. I have a picture of me and Tiger Williams. I'll send it to you, and you can share it to Majin. And if you guys can't see this, there's a putter behind me. I'm gonna go get it. I gotta show this to Majin.
Don't we talk about wrestling here?
Yeah. This was my bad.
I'll get to the question.
Steven, what's up, Steven? By the way, I saw you coming earlier. And what's up, Hassan? I see you in here too.
Hi, son. So I got this putter, which is a hockey stick with a putter on the end, right? And I won this putter, and I played a couple holes with Tiger Williams. He grabs the putter out of my hand and signs the putter.
Nice.
And he could care less if I want him to sign the putter or not. Tiger Williams just says, I'm gonna sign your fucking putter. And he did.
13, almost 14 minutes in, Tanner.
Sorry, guys. It's
good stories. Good stories. I like it.
I meant the F-bomb, not the stories.
Oh, no. He already did one earlier.
I didn't even catch it.
I did one earlier.
Yeah.
There is two other hockey legends, and I'm going to send this, and Tanner can share it. Lanny McDonald's in this picture. I'm standing with Tiger Williams. There's two guys to the right of this. I know one of them's famous. He sat with me at dinner. I can't tell you his name. Great gentleman. I'll let Majin pick that out. But, the Arizona hockey trip was definitely a success. We have already signed up, are committed to next year's tournament. So we will be doing it again. And I made a comment to old Marty McSwirly. Yes. Yeah, if he wants to sign your sticky, yes. The guy punched me in the golf cart out of nowhere. Marty McSwirly told me if Majin keeps talking shit, he might have to make an appearance. That's all he said. I have a contact with him.
Ooh.
He says if Majin keeps talking shit, he might have to make an appearance. I said I'll try to keep him under a bay, but if we have to, we'll have to call in the ringer.
There we go. Steffi, this is to you, Shep. Said you didn't miss much on the awards dinner. I'm assuming racing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what the biggest thing I found out about the awards dinner, which he's a bum. In the press conference leading up to it, they made a big deal of Joe Gibbs releasing Christopher Bell to race dirt cars now. Before under his contract, he was not allowed to do that. And Christopher Bell, as much of a dweeb as I think Christopher Bell is, he's a hell of a dirt racer. So I'm excited to see him hopefully back at the Chili Bowl this January and see him racing dirt moving forward. Maybe see him in a midget here before the end of the year where those guys are out on the West Coast. Kyle Busch is jumping into midget here next week. Kyle Larson. I have to be a little bit selfish. My boy Carson Macedo won the first USAC midget show out on the West Coast the other night. As you can see, there we go. Sorry, this black suit there, the black suit.
Yes. Yep.
That's a Carson suit. He
You
wore that
added
suit.
some stuff to your.
I redecorated a little bit. Actually, not the cool part. That's a cool part. This side over here by the bathroom is it's my tribute to Nick Patterson wall. I have I have his jersey. Believe it or not, never gave it back to Rochester High School when they wouldn't name the gym full after him. So I have his jersey over here. I got some cornhole sets signed by Clayton Anderson and all that stuff. So yeah, I redid this whole wall over here, which maybe later I'll show you guys.
Where are the Cody Rhodes shoes that you showed on the podcast last year? And where's the NWA title?
See the shoes by the TV.
I do see the shoes. Yep.
I didn't see. Yep.
The NWA title is actually out in the garage part. It's out.
Okay.
It's out in there. I don't have it hung on the wall yet, but it can be added. Actually, this has nothing to do with hockey. This has nothing to do with professional wrestling. But this gentleman lives on the golf course out in Arizona. I received a signed Mark Rippon jersey.
Yeah.
Super Bowl MVP for the Redskins.
Yep. For the Redskins.
Okay.
Yep.
And
Nice.
I have it actually here. I'm getting it framed. I won that
Nice.
out of a drawing. And you know what the last thing that gentleman said was? Please let us call us the Washington Redskins again.
They won't, but they should.
They will. They should. He was a really nice gentleman as well. I met him out there.
Yeah. Did you guys see this CM Punk title on WWEshop.com for $700 as a commemorative title? It's pretty cool looking, but woo.
Yeah, it was for his 434-day reign.
Yeah, way back when. Yep.
Yeah. So you almost had a longer reign than CM Punk.
Almost.
Yeah, but what was AEW getting for their belts? They were up there, weren't they?
Oh,
they're like
$600-700. The AEW World Title's $800.
Okay.
The TNT and the tag, so those are the only ones. They're in 6 or 7. But I did notice I kind of chuckled online last week. Now they're selling the World Title ones for like $600, but they're not like mint condition ones. Like in the description, it said it might be missing a button or it might have a scratch, a screw. I'm like, still those $600? That's still steep. But
if I'm getting a title without a screw or a button in it, I'm not going to pay over about $400.
Right. So, but anyways, well, that was a fun first 19 minutes of the pod. We should probably dive into some AEW talk. I was hoping we would have some talk tonight, not only about Full Gear, but also about the Continental Classic. Well, I don't know if you guys saw this. They're not announcing the field till 10:30 tonight.
Yeah, so I mean,
10:30 at night on a Sunday. What's that about?
Who the hell's still awake at 10:30 on a Sunday?
As Shep drinks and Paul raises his hand.
Yeah. So speaking of drinking, before we fully dive into wrestling, hey Shep, what are we drinking tonight?
I got a new one tonight. And this is really good. But have you guys ever had a chelada?
No.
Nope. I don't even know what it is.
Neither do I.
I'm going to educate you.
All right,
Uh,
educate me.
out in Arizona, the lovely cart girl, Chelsea. I like
I was
Chelsea.
gonna say he's gonna know her name. Watch.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Chelsea and I spent a lot of time together, a lot of quality time.
Mama Wayne's gonna be pissed.
Yeah. Well,
You didn't bring us back any picks, Shep. I'm disappointed.
Chelsea's a little younger than Mama Wayne. Anyways,
All right.
Mama Wayne's lease is up, and I got to trade her in for a younger model.
Oh my god.
But Chelsea,
Leave it to the card guy to bring that up.
Chelsea, bless her heart, she's such a sweetie. I did not care for her Bloody Mary mix. And I said, I just need something else. She goes, well, have you ever had a chelada? I go, what the hell's a chelada? So, Modelo Chelada. So basically, it's beer, tomato juice, clam juice,
Oh, lost me there.
and lime. And it's fucking amazing. It's a little red. I don't know if you guys see that little red in there.
Yep, little red tent.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
little reddish orange. Yeah.
I drank the living before 12 o'clock every morning. I had 6. They're so good. So I had to come
Like
home.
midnight or noon.
Oh, these are definitely breakfast. For breakfast, I had 6.
Well, you said before 12 in the morning, so I'm like
Yeah.
midnight or noon here.
Yeah, definitely had 6 every morning. They're so good. So I came home, bought a 12-pack, and you know what? I haven't had one this late at night, but man, it tastes really good.
Tastes just as good late night as it does early morning.
It actually kind of does. It does. It's like a little snack in a cup.
I can't do clam juice. I
Mm-mm.
agree. I'll give it a sip, but I ain't buying any. You got to provide it, Shep.
Well,
Majin says he has a cherry bomb, the more 99 whiskey,
there you go.
and Steffi has a Mackenzie's original hard cider.
Well,
I
cheers to everybody in Twitter world or YouTube world or wherever y'all listening.
every world,
Every world.
Every world.
social world.
Just to be clear, and Paul said this, I'm not giving Paul my clam juice.
I meant the drink in your hand, Shep. God.
I knew I was waiting for somebody to say something. I was just
No.
yeah.
Anyway, I'm drinking good old Mountain Dew out of a Slytherin cup for all you Potter fans out there.
There you go.
Whoa.
And Paul, real quick, Majin wants to know if you've watched Deadpool Wolverine yet.
Marvel Jesus. Yes, I have.
There you go.
Yes, I have. Fantastic movie. I could probably spend the rest of the podcast talking about the movie and my theories on it. So, Majin, I think you follow me on social media. Shoot me a message and we can rant about it for a while. Not that I have any real negative things to say about it.
There we go. All right. Well.
Hey, was there
I
a
guess-
pay-per-view this weekend, Tanner?
Yeah,
There
I
was.
think you're watching an
was.
older one, aren't you? I'm
I
not
got
going to ask
World's
you what
End
you're watching.
2023. I got World's End 2023 behind me. So the next AEW pay-per-view coming up in a little over a month on December 28th, Saturday, December 28th from, I believe it's in Orlando. So
22
it's-
days is how long I'll
That'll-
have possession of that title.
How
At
about
least you're aware.
how about the crowd at Full Gear, man? Packed house.
Good
up to
crowd.
up to the rafters.
Good
Yes.
crowd at Prudential
Now-
Center.
Did anybody else? And I think I text you guys this. Anybody else on the hard camera side? Anybody notice how they shuffled out the front 2 rows? The front 2 rows are always
Yeah.
changing. I don't know if those are comp tickets, sponsor tickets. Like, hey, look, you can go have a match or 2 here. But
Right.
there was a couple bad camera angles during the matches where they were empty. Like, holy shit, there's nobody front row. And then like
And then,
2 minutes later, they were packed.
yep,
Mhm.
I saw that too.
Thought that was odd.
But shout out to Dave LaGreca of Boasted Open for being on the front row on the non-hard cam side and just being a fan. I loved it
Can he get
all night.
Yeah.
Dude, why you have to just buy normal eyeglasses? Why do they have to be fucking red? Is that a New York thing? New Jersey, New York.
Yeah,
I'm
it
David
might
Gre-
be.
Fucking
might
red
be.
glasses.
It might be.
What was that movie character? Was it Lady and the Tramp had red glasses or something? I don't know. feel like one of those old witches in those cartoon movies had red glasses. That's what
You're
I'm
the
reading.
guys. You both have kids. I don't know.
That's
Yep.
old school, Shep. You're going old school. I can think of the Aristocats. One of the cats in there had red glasses.
Yeah. I just I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Good for you, LaGreca.
Yeah, the crowd in Texas for All In next year is gonna be interesting. Yeah.
That's at the Astros
Globe
Stadium,
Life,
right?
Globe Life, the Rangers.
Rangers
Rangers.
Stadium.
Yep.
Globe Life. Yep.
And shout out to LaGreca for tweeting out when Orange Cassidy started to bleed.
John, thank you. Yeah, sorry.
When Orange Cassidy started to bleed, he texted out a picture of it and said, "Busted open." Nice little play on words for his podcast.
Sure. So, but what'd you guys think of Full Gear overall as a show? What'd you like? What'd you dislike? What took you by surprise?
Well,
Go for it,
Hanger
Paul.
losing
Go for it,
big-
champ.
Hanger losing caught me by surprise.
Me
I
too.
wasn't surprised that Mercedes won. We talked about a little bit during the predictions podcast that maybe World's End. I think the goal is to have her hold it longer than Jade, since Jade does hold the longest reign right now. Not necessarily to eliminate.
Let me
Maybe
look up
I'm
the
wrong on
days.
that.
I don't know. Man, I don't know if she could
Which
get
they just wrote Jade off of television, didn't they?
for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But
Jade's reign was 508 days. I don't think they're going to
Okay.
have her hold it clear for about another year.
no, I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah.
I forgot she didn't compete every pay-per-view
No.
or every week even.
Mercedes has been
I think she's second or third.
she's either second or closing in on second. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe they're shooting for second for her. But hey, to each their own. I don't like Mercedes, but I gotta say that match was a good women's match. That was the best she has performed since being in AEW.
I
And
thought
of
it was
course,
the best.
always bringing it.
I thought it was the best AEW's women's match of 2024.
It's the longest running women's match
Ever.
in history.
Yep. A little over 19 minutes.
Yeah. Which is crazy to think when you say a little over 19 minutes, and that's the
know.
longest women's match in AEW history. That's crazy
know.
to think because Ricochet and one other match went damn near 19 minutes each. And
I felt like a lot of the matches went long last night.
yeah, it's just weird.
Shep. I didn't even notice that he was frozen.
I didn't notice he was frozen either. I thought he was just giving me the look because I said Mercedes did good, and I can't stand her.
There is an interesting question or some comments here on YouTube that leads me to a question. I want to get Shep's take too once he hopefully hops back in.
Mhm.
But do you think Camille costs Mercedes her title and then they have a feud, or do you think she somehow intervenes, Mercedes keeps the title, and Camille's the one that eventually gets it off of her? Shep, what I just asked Paul was, because I'm seeing some comments here on YouTube and it led me to this question. Do you think Camille ultimately costs Mercedes the title and then they feud, or do you think Camille's going to be the one to take the title off Mercedes?
Go ahead, Shep.
Because they're planting the seeds. I mean, she told her to stay in the back last night, and surprisingly, she did stay in the back.
She did. I hope she's not the one to take it off of her, period. I don't think Camille's proved herself, for one. There's so many good division that deserve help that I think it'd be a letdown if all of a sudden the only way you get it off of her is you put it on Camille. I mean, I think I texted you guys this and I had a little bit of disagreement. I think Statlander carried that match. I know it was a good match, guys. And I know Mercedes did well. But I don't think Mercedes could have had that same match with Saraya. Now, she could have 10 years ago with Saraya, but not today. And I thought Statlander carried that match. I thought she was the star of the match.
I don't
So
know if
I
she
think it would be
carried it per se, but I do think Statlander, there's something to say when Statlander's usually involved for a majority of AEW's women's best matches. I think there's something to say
No,
there.
yeah. I definitely think, and you two can, Shep might agree with me more than Tanner, but I think Stat's one of the best on the roster right now.
Yeah, I think the only thing holding her back is maybe a little bit of a mic work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think you can harp on her in-ring work, and obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are agreeing with you, Shep. Steffi thinks Stat carried the match, so did Majin. Steven Chambers saying Mercedes looked lazy in the match, so I guess I'm in the minority here. So,
Well, I think Mercedes looks lazy in every match she's involved in, but at one point early on in the pay-per-view last night, Tanner was still confident enough to say your hatred for Mercedes is going to cost you this title. And it did not.
it did not.
Yeah.
I will say Mercedes has elevated the TBS title to be more important right now than the AEW Women's World title because that thing's just garbage right now.
I will give her that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to go in order on this card or not, but we can jump right into the women's title segment. I don't even want to address names. It did not need to be on a pay-per-view. It was terrible, and it could have easily been done on Rampage, and I would have been fine with that.
Yeah, we're just saying what we liked, disliked, what took us by surprise. We're just kind of jumping all over the place tonight, but
was an awful table spot.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
They're lucky they didn't seriously get hurt, but I was fine with it being on the pay-per-view. But I thought this is where we'd see Toni Storm return. Now, she kayfabe retired, but maybe that's just gonna be a character change. She's gonna come back, and I thought this would be a good time for her to come back, but they didn't.
She's still got way too much left in the tank to retire.
Yeah. It was weird.
Not retiring.
It was weird with Mina and Mariah May, and I don't know. I felt like it was something they should have built the next 4 or 5 weeks, and they did it all in one night. It was just didn't hit for me.
Yeah.
Well, Toni kind of went on that little bit of a world tour that she was doing.
Yeah.
Showing up in other promotions, which I loved. I loved seeing the vignettes and the little clips of her over in Japan, down in CMLL, and her still just riding this current gimmick. And I love this current gimmick. I couldn't tell you a gimmick as a women's performer that I've liked more. So yeah, she's just taking a break. She'll be back. Old Juice is going to want her back out on the road.
Majin, notice how we're back down to one women's match show again. If Tony put half as much into the division as he's put into Mariah and the Julia Hart return, we'd be eating well. Yeah, the Julia Hart return has been done very well so far. I think her and Jamie Hayter's going to be a lot of fun, but I agree, Majin. I don't know. We went from like at least 2 matches on television, women's matches, and some good time to back to 1, and I don't know what's going on. And Mon said instead, no, Mariah's reign has been shit because she hasn't had anything to sink her teeth into.
I don't know if it's that or if she wasn't 100% fully ready to hold the title. I mean, I think she can do it, but it was all focused on having the celebration. Since she won it, she said every promo has mentioned her not having her celebration yet. Not, I'm looking for the best opponent to take on. It's, well, I still haven't even had my celebration yet. Okay, we get it. It was the character we had in Mariah leading up to taking the belt off of Toni is not the character we have now.
The chase was better. The chase was better than
yes.
the ring. Yeah.
by far. And we should never have had this flipping character. If they would have kept the character that was chasing it, this reign would be completely different.
Yep. I gotta comment on it since there's a comment on here. I gotta find out where Modern said. Where'd you say that? Oh, there it is. Match of the night was QT Marshall versus Big Boom AJ. I will say, I wasn't looking forward to this that much, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun last night. The crowd was into it. It got a lot of eyeballs on AEW through the press that the Costco guys were doing. I mean, these guys are a big deal on the social media world. They just started their channel in January, and they've got millions and millions and millions of viewers and subscribers. And I gotta be honest, Big Boom AJ didn't look too bad in the ring. We've seen a lot worse.
Yeah. So, Costco guys, if you're watching
have you seen Luther?
Yeah, right.
But anyway, Costco guys, if you're watching this, hey, hit us up. We'd love to have you on KOP to chat.
Absolutely.
And I'd love to have you on my YouTube channel as well. So feel free to reach out.
Yeah, it was interesting in the media scrum afterwards. It sounds like there could be some other opportunities for them to show up in AEW, do some more stuff, and Big Boom AJ sounded like he wanted to have a few more matches. So
yeah, and this wasn't his first match either.
He
in the ring prior to AEW.
He had an indie career until 2005.
Yeah.
So
gave it up
but
for
it's
family.
Smart of AEW to keep these guys around, for that publicity, because according to some of the dirt sheets out there, WWE was liking what they were seeing from the Costco guys. So you don't want them they're hot enough as is. You don't want them going over there and getting even more traction. So you got something kind of unique for yourself. Probably good
and I'd be interested to hear what the Go ahead, Shep.
Has either one of you ate at Costco? No, sorry. Has either one of you ever ate at Costco?
Yeah, I'm a Costco member. Yep.
No.
Oh, so I'm a Costco member. I've never bought food. I've never bought the hot food. Is it worth it?
It's pretty good. Yeah. Especially for the price.
So is it the pizza, the chicken bake, or the hot dog?
I've never had the chicken bake. I need to, but I like their pizza. I can vouch for the pizza and the hot dog.
The pizza is good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm just asking. Just asking for a friend.
Yeah.
Sounds like a KOP trip, guys.
There we go.
We can call out Big Boom AJ.
And the Rizzler.
Tell him his chicken bake shit, and he can shove it where the sun don't shine.
Roger, you really thought that was the worst spear? Come on, the kid's like 11. I didn't think it was that bad. I thought QT
I've seen worse.
QT Marshall speared himself. I agree.
Look,
that's the one thing in 2 years Majin and I have ever agreed upon.
I didn't think it was that bad. It's 11-year-old
look,
kid.
I've seen worse on the indie scene.
I've seen worse out of Bill Goldberg.
The kid literally took 2 steps and QT speared himself and took the glizzy guy down with him. What's his name? The glizzy. He likes the glizzies.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw Paul White back.
Yeah.
Paul's back from the dead, Shep.
No, Paul White's back from the CMAs on Wednesday night. So Paul White dresses up as Captain Insano to play beer pong during a Bailey Zimmerman song. I don't know if anybody saw that. Just random.
Yeah.
Bailey Zimmerman. I got kind of drunk Wednesday night. I know you guys are getting shocked.
No.
Because I do like the CMAs. So I had Dynamite on my little laptop, and I'm watching the CMAs. And I had a couple cocktails in, and Bailey Zimmerman was towards the last hour of the night because I still think Jelly Roll got robbed of all of his awards. And he comes out on the stage, and I'm like, oh, there's guys playing beer pong to the left, which I get. Everybody has a little story. I'm like, holy shit, that's Captain Insano playing beer pong with 2 random dudes. And I'm like, wait a minute, shouldn't he be at Dynamite tonight? But Yeah, he took the night off to be at the CMAs.
So what I'm hearing is Shep's a country fan.
I do, I do enjoy the majority of the music.
Well, I'm just saying because every time I've been in a vehicle with you, it's been on a podcast of some sort.
Yeah, I love talk radio. I mean, I love talk radio. But obviously, if I'm in the car with my wife hates talk radio. She likes whether it's sports, wrestling. She hates the shit. So yeah, countries. Then I enjoy late '90s, early 2000s alternative is my next go to, and then last but not least, I love gangster rap. '90s of gangster rap is good too. So yeah, I like all genre of music, man. So actually, there's a crossroads. There's a crossroads that just came out, and it's is it Carrie Underwood and Papa Roach?
Really? I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
I heard that.
they got a song out. I was like, oh, that's good. Kind of good. So yeah, she's about drinking.
It was get it right, Majin. It's about drinking. My girlfriend or my wife left me. My dog died, and something's wrong with my truck.
You sound just like my dad, Paul. That's exactly what my dad.
And I got to get out into them fields and plow that stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, I will say I do like some country. I like Luke Bryan. I like Brad Paisley. I like Kenny Chesney, Johnny Cash.
I got to get out. I got to get out in Seattle and plow them fields for Mama Wayne, if you know what I mean.
Oh my! There we go. There we go.
I should have stopped. I should have stopped before I got to the plowing.
No Nick Wayne or Mama Wayne on the show last night, but Christian Cage was on there.
He was part of the chaos ending.
Yeah.
The so overly booked ending that no.
So I was thinking about this more today. It was last night when the show went off there. I text Paul. I'm like, that felt like a WCW ending, and not really in a good way.
And it looked like one too.
But I will say, the one thing I did like about it is there's a lot of questions that we want answers to. I do like that part because it's going to make you want to tune in on Wednesday. But some of it just didn't make sense. Like, I was fine with the Christian Cage trying to cash in, Jay White costing Christian because Christian is the one who put Jay White on the shelf. Good with that. Hangman stuff, don't understand one bit. Him taking out Wheeler and then staring down Moxley and then Christian coming out. So he's a heel. Is he trying to turn face now? And
is he helping?
Is he helping Christian? Yeah, it was really weird. And then
is Hangman's dad still alive? That's the question.
Exactly. Yeah, good question. And then the Darby stuff.
Yeah.
You knew when you saw the car was Darby. Why the hell is he hitting the car with nobody in it?
So they can't leave?
Well,
I don't know.
There was a valet right there with tons of keys and other cars, and they just got in one.
Well, the valet was staged. Was staged. I understand. I understand the back's part of the Darby thing.
But here's my thing, Shep, and we didn't get to talk about this since we didn't cover Dynamite, of course, this week. Claudio just went over clean on Darby Wednesday night.
He did.
And dominated 75% of the match. But now Darby's still right in the mix. You're going for Moxley. Like, it's just weird. It's just weird to me. Like, this is supposed to be the guy probably that eventually dethrones Mox, but he just lost to one of Mox faction members in a dominating fashion. It's like, why can't AEW right now build a babyface? They can't.
Or they're building Team AEW versus Team Death Riders
for Blood and Guts.
There you go.
Or something. Yeah.
I mean, you got Darby, you got Orange, you got Hangman, you got Jay, and you got Christian. I mean, that's a pretty damn good team.
Yeah, but it's going to be and see, here's my problem. Again, we're trying to build this Team AEW of the original guys. is how that last photo at the last pay-per-view made
And
it
they're
seem.
slowly starting to win the titles.
Yes. First, we got to get everybody out of power, eliminate the Bucks, which we've done. Okada, we'll see what happens in the C2. I have thoughts on the C2.
Perry.
Perry just lost his last night to Daniel Garcia, who was in that shot. What are we going to do with Hook? Where's he fit into this? Are we going to get a trios win? Who's going to be in the trios? Is it going to be a random put together team, or is it something that's going to make sense? And if these guys are truly taking on the Death Riders, now Wednesday, I want to see them make that shift. Stop worrying about the powers and make that shift.
I'm just saying, Hangman's in goals regaining his belt. He said he has a few guys in his way first. He's more or less taking care of them. So now he wants his title. Yeah, but the guy going after the title, Jay White, just beat him twice.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And like Hangman's not going to be face.
No.
Like it's just kind of it was really just very confusing. Too many storylines within storylines going on at the end.
Yes.
Like it's kind of like, here's a throwback for you guys. My wife recently has got into the popular 2000s chick flick on Netflix, or chick flick series, I'll call it, on Netflix, called A Gossip Girl. And so I sat down with her the other day and I watched a little bit of it, right? I'm like, I could never watch this show because there's too many storylines within storylines. Way too much going on. Can't keep it all track. That's what I felt at the end of the show. Way too many stories going on.
It seems like the Booker drinks 47 pots of coffee a day, and
Steven thinks Perry's joining the Death Riders by the end of the year.
Well, I mean, the Elite's kind of gone. The Bucks left, shredded some documents left, haven't been heard from since.
Probably won't.
So
till January.
are you saying was that Stephen Chambers that said that comment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are you saying, Stephen, that he is not strong enough to stand on his own? He needs to be in a faction?
I'm saying that. I thought of that with Jungle Boy, too. Now, yes, he's grown. He's getting there. But we haven't seen any solo work out of him. This is a guy who's been involved in some type of something since he came into the company. That was the same thing we saw with Sammy Guevara, too. You never really got solo Sammy, and I don't think we're going to get solo Perry for a while.
Yeah. It's
Do you think those guys are also young enough, being in their mid-20s, that they don't need to do that yet? I mean, I know Sammy's been taken down to ROH, where they did put gold on him, which I think they're still tag team champions, aren't they?
They are.
Yes.
It hasn't been officially reported, but there's a lot of speculation that Dustin's re-signed.
So Dustin's got another year in him, then, probably.
Yeah, at least.
So,
because he's a double champion in ROH right now. He's a trios champion of Von Erichs too.
With the Von Erichs, which they have their big cards coming up in December, right?
Yeah, a couple weeks. Yeah, at the Hammerstein.
At the Hammerstein,
yeah, that'll be cool.
It'd be cool to see that. I love that venue.
Thank God Jericho wasn't on our TV last night. That was nice.
No, I know.
It was refreshing.
It was. It was. Nobody complained of a lack of Jericho. So TK, listen to that. Give him some time off.
Yep.
Just saying.
But what else did you guys like or not like about the pay-per-view? What were your big takeaways?
I know you guys didn't. You thought it was hectic, and I don't know if I would use the word WCW-ish, but I thought the ending kept you on your toes.
Okay.
There's a lot of open ends there. A lot of different ways they can go. It was chaotic, which is perfect because it's professional wrestling. You don't want it predictable. So the match itself was brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Very. I was following along on social media, and there were plenty of people saying, "Dude, somebody call the cops. He is murdering him."
I thought Orange handled the match very well.
Mhm.
He did get some stuff in. At points, he looked strong. Almost
Mhm.
ended the match a couple times.
They
but
almost
then-
had me one time. There was one time I really thought it was it after when he cracked him with the briefcase?
It was towards the end there, yeah.
Yeah.
When he yeah.
So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the match. Excuse me. I enjoyed the match.
Mhm.
And then I did like how the conglomeration came down to help.
Yeah, like Steven said, Mox wasn't one to bleed.
Yeah,
No,
it's crazy.
he had enough blood on him.
Sure.
Yeah.
He had a ton on his pants. Holy cow.
But I did like the finish of the match. And then when you think it's just all over, then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. I kind of liked it. Like I said, it keeps you. There's 3 or 4 open-ended storylines out of the ending of that match.
Mhm.
You know, conglomeration is, conglomeration, Team AEW, whatever you want to say, they're still there. Death Riders are still there. And then you got the whole Christian aspect.
Yeah.
Hangman's there. Jay White was there. And then Darby taking a Crown Vic, painted up like he's going to the Friday night demolition derby at the county fair. And hitting Moxley's Dodge, which I love. I love that every time Moxley tries to get in a vehicle, it's a Dodge, because if you ever read Moxley's book, that's all he drives.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So obviously he doesn't have a lot of self-esteem.
And that was legit
Wow.
Darby too. It was reported that was not a stunt devil. That was Darby
No,
driving
you know
that
what?
vehicle.
And I'm guessing they put harnesses in that instead of a lap belt.
Sure.
And then he looked like he hit his head on the steering wheel or whatever and busted him open. But as hard as he hit that, they had to put some harnesses in there for him, because if not, that would have been brutal. Because
David
he had to be
Clevenger here
going
on Facebook.
20, 30 mile an hour.
He said Darby Allin will be next AEW World Champion. I agree with him. I know we've disagreed about this in the pod, but I think in 2025 that's the way they're going. Don't know when. I'd be surprised if it's at World's End. I don't know. And
Too
that's
soon.
kind of one thing I wanted. That's one thing I wanted to bring up. What do you guys think? I know we're still on that. What do you think will be the title match at World's End?
It could be him and Darby. That's fine, but I don't.
And then
think
Darby works his way back up through 2025.
I don't think
Okay.
Darby's the guy to take it off of him.
All right, who do you want to see take it off of him?
Not
any of the other
5'10",
guys?
180-pound Darby.
I mean, Christian, Jay White, Hangman, any of those other guys at the end that got involved?
Yeah. Oh, okay. They're believable.
I think it will be Christian due to the contract he has. Only way
Well,
it'll be Christian.
If they wanted to get major heat, have Darby win it and then Christian cash in and take it right off Darby immediately.
Would you be okay with that one, Shep?
Yes. Yeah.
That would get
That's fine.
Steven Chambers thinks here Copeland or Omega beating Mox, which
I
both of them
have-
should be coming back soon. So
I have thoughts for Omega that I'll get to later.
Omega's coming back Wrestle Kingdom against Gabe Kidd. That's
and
announced.
Tony, yes, it is. It is for January 5th. Tony hinted that we might see him in AEW before then in a match.
Well, look, everybody asked Omega, like, why is your comeback in New Japan and not AEW? And he's like, look,
Mhm.
I love AEW, but I owe a lot to New Japan. New Japan made me.
Right.
I don't think that's happening. I think Tony's saying that to save face.
Could be.
So,
Okay.
Because it is kind of a bad look in a way that one of the
But that's
EVPs.
when you put in somebody's contract that they can perform anywhere.
You're right.
It's an open-ended contract,
You're right.
especially with a promotion like New Japan where you work closely with,
Very true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very true.
you know.
Very true.
What do you
Okay.
do?
So, but They did plant a lot of seeds last night for World's End. I did like that. They planted a lot
Mhm.
of seeds, I thought, so that was good. One thing I know we discussed in the text group was the opening match of the night for the main card, the 4-way for the tag titles. Big tease of the split for the Acclaimed. Really enjoyed that.
Yes.
Enjoyed the crowd getting on Caster because Caster's being a douche. And I really think Bowens could be a nice single star. I really do.
I knew it was going to be a bad night for them when your only entrance was Private Party. Nobody else got an entrance.
Yeah, they did.
They did?
Yeah, because Caster cut a rap. He threw the mic at Bowens during the rap.
Wow. The way when I joined the stream, of course, I was late. It joined right as Private Party was
not
coming to the
you.
ring. Yeah, I know.
Because that House of Black got played to the ring by I think it was Brody's band, wasn't it, Paul?
I did not actually catch that match, so I cannot.
Whoever does their theme song played them to the ring. Then the Outrunners came out and got the crowd going.
They got a new look for their entrance, didn't they?
Yeah.
I have to rewatch the stream because when I literally hit play from the beginning, it went to the credits. I made a drink. I know you're shocking there. I made a drink and I sat down and Private Party was coming out.
Absent in Body is who does their theme song.
Okay. They played them down to the ring, and then like I said, the Acclaimed Caster did a very this is shocking sexual rap, but then instead of handing Bowens the mic, he threw it at him. And he said everybody loves instead of the Acclaim. He said the best wrestler, whatever he calls himself. That's what he said, and then threw the mic at Bowens, and Bowens looked at him like, "What?" So, but
or
I know
Dead Body, one of the two. Those are the two bands listed.
I know Shep's biggest gripe in the match was because this is one of those matches, anybody can tag in and out, all that good stuff. So you had Bowens and Caster in the ring at the same time. Bowens tries to pin Caster because it wouldn't have won him the titles. They thought it would because it should have been thrown out if that was the case. But Rick Knox tries to count the pin.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
How many times in a tag team match over the last 30 years you guys have been watching professional wrestling has an opponent tried to pin the not legal guy and the referee bends down and taps and says, "That's not the legal guy."
Right.
How many times?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You can't count that high. If you put it in a calculator, it'd come back as a fucking error. Okay?
No, it'd come back 80085.
You are a child.
Yes, you are.
I pop Shep though.
I giggled.
He's
But
a child too.
yeah, you got this bald-headed, uneven pants wearing, Skeletor-looking mother trucker trying to count two of the same team together, trying to count. What the fuck are you thinking? You not only discredited the match, you discredited you as an official.
In all fairness, Mox doesn't know who anybody is other than the Young Buck. So he just thought somebody was pinning somebody and he went for it. Hey, Knox is behind Tanner.
He's right behind me on TV.
Like,
that was one of the last women's matches he did, I think.
I know.
You know what? I am putting him in the fucking Brian Cage category.
Oh.
Wow.
I don't know who I dislike more.
Wow.
Like that dumbass started to count.
Yeah.
You can't be your own partner, you freaking idiot.
It wasn't Matthew or Nicholas Jackson, so he didn't realize they were on the same team, and he started counting because anybody other than the Bucks, he doesn't know who they are.
Well, here's another thing. It's the first match of the night. Obviously, Rick Knox is going to officiate more matches in the night, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think so anymore. I think they've got enough rests now that you only have one match a night, apart from like one or two guys that they rely on, and Audrey, of course.
Let me see if I can find that.
Which is fine, but you're discrediting yourself for the rest of the night. You got a 2.5, 3 hour pay-per-view, and then the first 20 minutes, you're discrediting you like you don't even count. Like, It's so stupid.
It's Rick Knox.
He's
What do
such
you
an awful
expect?
official. Like, but it's
And remember, if I remember correctly, he has spent time off of TV for screw ups.
Majin said both guys were technically legal.
And
It
they have
doesn't matter.
seven. They have 7 refs listed on the roster.
7.
well, there was 8 matches.
6 counting Rick Knox. Yeah. But you've got Aubrey and Bryce, who normally do more
Do
than one
most.
match, and Paul Turner.
Yeah. Well, it's good.
Those 3 will do more than one.
Keep Skeletor off the fucking card.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where it doesn't list who refed every match last night. Okay.
No, probably not.
Okay. Steven Chambers up here said he's just not digging Private Party.
I could see why.
Hey,
I think I
Steven
made the
Chambers.
comment.
I think they should be holding a junior tag team championship, like in New Japan, not a world tag team championship in a company like AEW.
You see what they're trying to do, though. They're getting belts on AEW originals, baby faces, too. That's what they're doing.
Yep, they're setting up for that AEW versus Death Riders storyline.
Mox World Order.
Mox
MWO.
World Order. Yeah.
I was glad Garcia
The
went over.
Asylum.
I was glad he went over last night. Awesome moment for him. Well deserved. But I don't like right away he puts himself in the C2. I'm like, you're the TNT champ. Like, why are you in the C2? That takes away from the belt.
Mhm. Which is why he'll be the first one eliminated, too.
Now, you remember last year, the C2 kind of put him back on the map because he was the lovable loser in it that kept losing. Then he got hot at the end.
Yeah, because the fans started really getting behind him in his weird little dance.
Which no dance anymore.
Yeah. Shep's happy about that.
But
Very.
Majin thinks the Private Party should lose him to the Murder Hawk Monsters, Brian Cage and Lance Archer.
Brian Cage and Drew Archer, as I've started calling him, since he looks like a cheap knockoff of Drew McIntyre.
You know what? If that's what this tag team division has come to, I quit.
It wouldn't shock
Lose
me
them
if
to
they
the
eventually won
Outrunners.
titles.
I can get aboard with that.
Or the Kings of the Black Throne.
Yes,
board
they
with that.
need
beat
the titles.
They beat FTR. So
Yeah.
which I was surprised, but I wasn't mad about it because I still think I think FTR is going to turn heel on the Outrunners eventually.
Well, Dax tweeted out last night shortly after the tag match and says enough is enough or something like that. So maybe they're going to kick it into high gear now and be the revival again.
Maybe.
As long as they're not shaving each other's backs or whatever they were doing for the other company. We're good.
Yeah, Majin. They're trying to set up a feud between Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. The Cole MJF stuff. I said this Thursday when Paul and I were doing the predictions. I'm lost in this stuff. It's not hidden for me.
Yeah. No, it's not.
They should have just left it alone after MJF came back at Double or Nothing and dropped Cole in his head. I know they're trying to make up for last year with Cole hurting his ankle and trying to do something to put a bow tie on this ongoing feud from last year, but it just doesn't make sense. It's all over the place. Cole's losing momentum.
And your casual viewer who might not have been watching last year has no clue why you're doing this.
Yep. So, I mean, we're obviously going to get MJF and Adam Cole at World's End. I think that's pretty predictable.
Yeah.
So, I'm not excited about it, though.
I'd rather see O'Reilly and Cole than MJF and Cole. That's just me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with Cole and Roderick and O'Reilly getting back together eventually and maybe going after trios eventually, but I don't know. It's just
we are
not
losing
hitting for me.
We are losing some trios right now because, we don't have Death Triangle anymore.
Nope.
The Acclaim's not running with Daddy Ass and tag action anymore. So really, you've got the Death Riders, House of Black,
The Gun Club.
You could throw where the guns been?
Yeah.
Oh,
Vacation.
Remember, Hangman took them both out.
that's true. Steven says put
Hey,
on Fight
Luther's
for the
mind you.
Fallen. Yes, he is. Yeah, Fight for the Fallen is January 1st, and it's going to be the first simulcast on Max. So they're really
Mhm.
promoting that as the I forget how they worded it. But it's a
As
big
long
sim-
as it doesn't look like the Tyson Paul fight, we're good.
Oh,
I don't think they'll have server troubles like Netflix did. Netflix was they were expecting about 60 million people worldwide to watch that. 108 million worldwide tuned in, so their service couldn't handle it.
You got to be prepared.
I know.
I watched the two undercard matches on the airplane and was thoroughly entertained. The women's
The
co-main
women's
event
match was awesome.
and then the match before that, I'm sitting there watching it on my 4-hour plane ride, and I'm like, man, this is gonna be great. I get off the plane, get my stuff, get in the Uber, and right to a restaurant called Twin Peaks, which is legendary, by the way. And I walk in and like literally sat down at our table. The guys were already there as the walkouts for Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. I'm like, man, I timed this perfect. This is going to be a great night. And then the fight happened. It was just like, boo. Now as this was a commercial stream, I'm guessing because it was a bar restaurant, there was no issues there. And I had no issues on my
issues. I couldn't watch the fight.
I had no issues on my iPad on the plane, so I was pretty lucky. I was one of the lucky ones.
Yeah,
I don't think
I had
anybody
issues.
really had issues until the main fight.
That was how it was with me, and it pissed me off. So, but it went how I thought it would. I wasn't surprised.
Mhm.
So,
Is it was it fixed?
I think it was a handshake agreement that they wouldn't hurt each other, knock each other out, because I know Tyson's out of shape and he's 58 years old and stuff. But there was one time Jake Paul early in the match, from the highlights I saw, at least exposed his chin, and Mike didn't swing at him. I mean, come on.
And at one point, they were both up against the ropes. And
Hugging.
Tyson could have easily taken a chunk out of that man's ear, and he did not.
They're friends, so. But now it's interesting. There's he said he would like to fight Logan Paul. So watch WWE do something at WrestleMania 41 with Tyson and Logan Paul since it's in Vegas. Just watch.
Yeah.
Just watch. But
Hey, in other news, did you guys hear that Jake Paul has put out a challenge for a home run derby match against the legendary Babe Ruth? He says he can take him no problem. He can hit more home runs than Babe Ruth can right now in a home run derby.
Yep. He's just going to get older and older, people.
Yep. It's odd. Very odd.
It was fake.
I know, Paul.
I just thought I'd explain it to you.
So another match I want to make sure we hit on, because a lot of comments have been saying it was the match of the night, and it was my match of the night.
Oh, by far.
Kyle Fletcher over Will Ospreay, going over him clean. A lot of athletic movement in it. That pile driver spot on the stairs was nasty.
Oh man.
Yeah, they made Kyle Fletcher. I've always said he was got to be a superstar. I think he's reached superstar level now within AEW, and the dude has a bright future.
I'm going to take something that JR has said in the past and apply it to Kyle Fletcher. Kyle, by God, Fletcher.
Sound like Don Callis. Isn't that what Callis calls him?
Oh, I don't know. I thought maybe it was Callis. I thought it was JR said something about. Oh, okay. Well, Kyle, by God, Fletcher, thank you because you won me a title.
He's only 25.
And
Chambers mentions.
And I'm not going to go any further with that statement. I stopped myself, and we're not going down that rabbit hole. We addressed it on Thursday. Tanner and I did, so there's that.
Yeah, there was a ton of flippity flop doodahs. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
But man, jumping tombstone pile driver to the stairs had to hurt. I don't care who you are.
Yep. It was fun. It was an entertaining match. Gonna be interesting where each guy goes. I mean, you guys think this feud's done, or do we get another match at World's End or on TV somewhere?
I kind of hope it's done, but I'd be okay with another one.
I don't think it's done. Osprey's 34, Fletcher's 25. Both those guys have a lot of life left in them. I think it's done for now because I think you'll see Osprey turn towards January and finding his way on that card, night 1 or
Sure.
night 2, and starting a story there. Fletcher obviously did a lot in New Japan at his early age, but I don't know if that's necessarily a spot for him to be on right now. So,
well, it's interesting. You were talking about, trying to build for Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty on February 4th and 5th, but you also, like I said, got World's End on December 28th.
Yeah.
So we got to kind of, in some instances, build 2 storylines for guys kind of at the same time.
or if it's maybe the guy. Osprey comes out Wednesday and congratulates him and shakes his hand, and I don't know, maybe you can have Fletcher, Davis, Osprey in a trios match in Japan as a one-off, as a spot show. See those guys together one more time.
Steven Chambers and Mark Davis could be the next Marty Jannetty.
I hope not. Marty Jannetty's a creepy son of a bitch.
He is out there.
Yeah.
But I think he meant as far as,
Oh, okay.
Sean took off, Marty fell off.
Not literally is what he's saying.
Not literally, yeah.
No, we're not talking about, last night I slept with this girl and her daughter. Don't worry, she was 18 though.
Or admitting you murdered someone and then you walk it back a day later, and it was really weird.
Yeah. I didn't mean it like that. I meant.
Yeah, he's out there. He's out there.
Dude's more out there than RVD, and at least RVD has a reason why he's out there.
Well, Marty's got a lot of reasons, but they're not acceptable like RVD's. Put it that way. Any other matches or thoughts you guys had? We should talk about the guy behind me, Swerve Strickland versus Bobby Lashley.
Swerve got too much offense in.
That's what I think. I mean, Bobby looked like a beast, but I thought it should have been a 5-minute squash match with Bobby going over.
5 to 10 minutes. That's all it should have been.
But it was.
I don't know
because this story's not over. That's why.
You can't bury Swerve that quickly.
No, you can't. But Swerve could take the loss and it wouldn't hurt him. And he did take the loss, and it's not hurting him. But I think you're trying to build Lashley as this big, unstoppable monster. You can't have him come out and, he wiped the mat with Cheeseburger. He should have done something close to that with Swerve. I know Cheeseburger doesn't have the talent that Swerve has. Let Swerve get in some.
You can't compare Cheeseburger to Swerve.
Let Swerve get in some offense. 10-minute match max. He gets 3, maybe 4 minutes of offense in. Lashley does the rest.
I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I know you don't, because you're a Swerve guy. You've been a Swerve guy since day one.
I have, and not that I don't like Bobby Lashley. There's a reason, guys. There's a reason Bobby Lashley is what you would call a journeyman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He's been everywhere. But he's never stuck. And the reason he's never stuck... No, hold on. The reason he's never stuck is because obviously he couldn't be the full meal deal. Okay? Or he just literally likes jumping ship, which whatever. He thinks he can, move to the grass is greener on the other side. But again, there's a reason he's always jumped ship. And there's a reason he WWE, TNA, back to WWE, and then WWE didn't do anything with him. Well, they did, but then they realized, we should just let this guy's contract run out. There's a reason. So to have him come on a pay-per-view at one of your first appearances for the company and squash a guy like Swerve, who you have spent millions of dollars building, why throw that all out the window? That don't make sense. It doesn't make business sense. So, yeah, he went over clean, fine. You think he got too much offense in? Nah, I don't think he did. So,
Majin talking sense. But unfortunately, Majin, you're not going to be able to talk sense into Shep. No offense, Shep. I just know you are stuck on this opinion or this thought.
It was, if he's the real deal in Impact, then he should have made him enough money or they would have paid him enough money for him to stay. Impact was letting him fight MMA at the time.
Yeah.
So
you're going to get him riled up, Majin.
Shep's not the Tokyo Dome. Fucking Bobby Lashley better not go to the Tokyo Dome.
I think it's obvious Swerve's gonna get the win back. He's gonna win. He's gonna.
He's
gonna be the one over. He's gonna be the one standing tall after this feud. So
yes, he'll come out on top in the Tokyo Dome right after FTR wins the tag titles and the Outrunners win junior tag titles, and Cody Rhodes comes back and wins the world title, all in the Tokyo Dome.
You know what, you sons of butt. You know what? You just watch it. You watch it, Paul. You watch it.
You see what happens, Shep? He becomes champ, and just look at his attitude.
Oh, I know. That's okay.
My attitude hasn't changed one little bit.
Wait till he has to eat some crow on January 6th. So it's okay.
He's not going to be champ. He's not going to be champ, though. I'll be taking on all of you on January 5th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, no,
if I lose at World's End, I want no part of Tokyo Dome.
See, he's backing out already.
Yeah.
Shep, he's backing out already.
If I lose at World's End.
Win.
What a chicken shit move.
Look, I'll defend the title against you this Wednesday if you want me to, Shep.
Yeah, we know no match. We know like one match, but
I don't care.
Jericho and Ishii, we know that one.
Oh, good Lord.
Jericho for the win.
Jesus. I bet Ishii looks like he has no neck.
And it's in Chicago because Tony loves doing the Thanksgiving Eve show in Chicago.
Hey, I know one. Punk won't be there.
You're correct.
You are correct.
Yes.
Neither will the Bucks.
I don't think you see the Bucks till
January
at least.
Oh, Tokyo Dome.
Yeah. They'll be there. Yep.
Yeah, it'll be Private Party versus the Bucks versus FTR versus the Outrunners.
Oh, what a great match. What a great match.
Private
Paul
Party
as
on
champ
top.
still better than that Punk rip. He was awful. That comes from Majin.
Rip's dead. He died.
What happened to Rip?
He died.
He can't swim.
He died. He drowned.
He got thrown back into the lake again. Only this time he got stuck under the car that hasn't dropped yet because the lake hasn't frozen over yet, and he didn't make it out.
Majin, I thought the Jericho Ishii backstage chase segment was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen on AEW television.
Oh my Lord! I don't have a pen.
It just does nothing for me. It's awful. It's awful.
And you guys like Jericho. You guys voted for Jericho years ago. Loved him.
Oh,
Loved
sure.
him.
Yes.
Loved him.
Yes, it made sense at the time.
I've always enjoyed Jericho as a performer overall. There are things he does that I don't like. The learning tree is one of those. I could get behind Les Sex Gods. I could get behind Inner Circle. I could get behind the JAS to a point. But learning tree, it's like in AEW, each idea he's had has just been a little bit worse than the previous.
We don't need the second run at ROH.
No. Unless there's a TV deal right around the corner.
Then where the hell is it?
It's around the corner.
There ain't
Jeez.
no TV deal with
It's
our.
around the corner.
It's like Shockwave. When's this happening?
It's around the corner. I don't know what corner, but it's around the corner. 2030.
God, 2030. I hope to make it to 2030.
2030 when Cody's world champ in AEW again.
Nah, he's not going back.
Okay. The TV deal, hear me out on this. The ROH TV deal will arrive before Marty steps foot in AEW.
For who?
Who?
And you know I'm a villain guy.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
Marty-
I forgot that
Marty
guy's even
Squirrel?
a wrestler because he's not relevant at all.
Dude, Marty
He will be
Squirrel's, Marty Squirrel's doing the fucking house
Squirrel.
in CMLL or AAA. Like in
If
Mexico
Marty
gym.
ever shows up in AEW, I am done on this podcast.
Well, all I'm saying is
Why do you
he will
hate
be
Marty?
in ROH will get a TV deal before Marty makes it to AEW, is what I'm saying.
Yes, I would agree with you there, Paul. I don't hate Marty Shep. He's not. I'm so confident he's not going to be in AEW. I'm saying if he shows up, I'm done with the podcast because I just don't with
He
his.
doesn't like villains.
You know, whether he did it, didn't do it, whatever. His legal stuff that he got called out on, that did him in. He will never be. That's why nobody will sign him. I mean, it is what it is.
People have done worse.
Then why isn't he signed yet, Paul? Though you know I'm right.
Yeah,
you know that's
yeah,
why he's not
yeah.
signed.
I know
their
you're
name-
right.
Hey, their name is P. Diddy. I mean, yeah, he was in a position to basically run ROH, and then the allegations came out.
Yeah.
He went into hiding, and then supposedly he got him cleared up, and that's how he got to go down to Mexico. But
Well, and
Yeah.
I will say this for anybody, not just Marty. I'm not just defending Marty. I'm defending anybody that this has ever happened to. The bartender, she was carded. The bartender was serving her beers or drinks after being carded. So why did the bartender not get in trouble too?
I don't know England rules,
18 to drink.
but all I'm saying is I'm sure American Promotion thought if they could bring him in with little to no backlash, they would. But they know
Oh, yeah.
that wouldn't be the case.
yeah,
No,
So it's not worth it.
because America sucks.
AEW could AEW could do something like that. They're not the cool kid in town right now when it comes to wrestling. And I know we love it. That's why it's our favorite promotion. That's why we talk about it every week. But let's be honest, they're not the cool kid in town right now. They're a shell of what they once were. Hopefully they get back to that someday. But
Maybe he'll end up in the ID program. I mean, a woman who ran away from the promotion complaining about inappropriate actions happening towards her just got into the ID program.
yeah,
So
we'll see-
why not?
We'll see how long she lasts too.
That's all I have to say about that.
She hasn't lasted in any promotion very long. So, yeah.
I'm a mental health advocate, but she just uses this as an excuse.
No, I think you're right. Any other thoughts last night? I know the one match we didn't really cover was Kesha and Ricochet. I know a lot of people really liked it. It didn't do much for me.
It didn't do much for me either.
I didn't care for it, and I like
They added it
was-
so damn late.
It was too long. The pacing was weird because they were trying to drag it out. It just didn't do anything for me.
You knew who was going to win the whole time.
Oh yeah,
No suspense on that.
no.
I mean, it was Ricochet's first loss in AEW, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
500 more to come.
hopefully not.
Don't worry.
he's gonna win the speed title.
He'll end up in the C2 and do pretty well.
Yeah, I hope he's in CG. I hope we get. Yeah, there's 10 guys. We know Garcia's one, and we know Okada's one. So there's 8 more to be announced here in 35 minutes. So
From the time of recording this.
and I know a lot of people want Speedball Mike Bailey, which supposedly he's coming to AEW, but his contract he can't appear. I
Oh.
don't think till 2025.
Oh,
So,
let's
Right.
talk about the elephant in the room, boys. Because Speedball just had a hell of a match with Gringo Loco on GCW. What about Ricky Starks showing up out of nowhere, telling everybody, I'm the generational talent, you sons of bitches. Look at me, I'm ready to rock. I'm 35 years old, which just happened to be in the afternoon in New Jersey. And then there's pictures of him backstage that night at AEW. But
it's his first show he's been backstage at. They said months.
Yeah.
And he obviously had to get that cleared to appear on GCW. So
sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. So and he used his music on GCW.
Yep.
He used his music. Yep. So
yeah.
How long has it been? 6-7 months since we've seen him?
Last time we saw him in AEW was that match that he kind of concussed himself or whatever with Big Bill, the tag title tournament. Yeah. That was like March, I think. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. He and Cardona, that'll be fun. Another thing I didn't have on my bingo card for 2024.
Yeah, and JBL showing up again. JBL. Did you hear the comments he made? Somebody asked him about what is he doing. He goes, "Look, the way I went out in WWE, and I don't know exactly how he went out. I don't want
Wasn't his last match that 30-second loss to Rey Mysterio?
It was a squash, but I don't know if it was Mysterio or not. It was Mysterio. Okay. He does not that bothers him, and he does not want that to be his legacy. So GCW is going back to Hammerstein as well.
January, I believe.
Yeah. This would be their second time at Hammerstein, and
that was the only GCW show I've ever ordered.
Oh, really?
Was when they went there, and I was so bummed. I thought it was a bad show that night.
Oh, I enjoyed it. Six Pac showed up out of nowhere. Sean Waltman.
Yeah, I just for all the hype, but maybe they'll deliver this time.
I like Subi Rojo and Ali Catch was a good match. There were some good ones. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Jarrett and Effie kind of fell flat though that night, if I recall.
Well, I was shocked because Jarrett went over Effie, Subi went over Ali Catch, and I just thought that they made
that was back in like 21, wasn't it?
It's been 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So Cardona was there,
Yeah.
Nick Gage. There was something at the end that maybe Nick Gage had to back out.
He was in a tag match, wasn't he?
Yeah, with that big Tremont guy. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, they're going back though. I'll definitely tune in. Tune in.
So, Vaughn said, if you're only becoming big recently and through AEW, you ain't a generational talent. MJF was making waves before AEW. He is a generational talent.
I agree with that statement. I just was saying that, yes, Ali Catch has turned on Effie here in the last month. So
Shep's our go-to GCW guy on the pod, if nobody's picked up on that. So.
I do. I haven't watched a lot of the shows through and through, but I do catch up and pick and choose. I'm a huge Gringo Loco fan. I know he's flippity floppity, but he's a big flippity floppier. And the match that him and Speedball just had was pretty damn good. Anybody that can have access to go watch that. Watch the Speedball Mike Bailey and Gringo Loco match.
Yeah, Speedball is going to fit in just fine at AEW. It's going to be a lot of fun matches that we can have him involved in. So, for sure.
Yeah.
Paul, anything else you wanted to discuss, cover, talk about?
Well, yeah, I'd like to talk a little bit about the upcoming C2. I know we don't know many names. I know some names that have been rumored. Fletcher, Ricochet, Ospreay, Darby, Shelton Benjamin, Claudio, all would be good. But I was hoping that there was a surprise entrance, like somebody who didn't get announced. I thought we had a tournament in the last year and a half that had somebody who wasn't announced right away.
It was it was when Jarrett was the mystery person.
Yes.
This
Yes.
past summer, whatever that was. Yeah.
The Owen Hart tournament.
There you go. Yep. Bingo. Yep.
That's what it was. But a name I would like to see appear on this, and I think could go all the way and take on Okada, and I think everybody would be here for it, win or lose for this gentleman, Kenny Omega.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hey, here's a name that
Yeah.
I'd like to
Sign
see.
me up.
How about Eddie Kingston?
I think
I don't think he's
Kingston
gonna
will
be
be
ready
in it.
yet. I don't think he's gonna
No,
be ready.
He's gotta
if
be.
he's ready, he's in it. If not,
Well, and I'm just getting this from Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful. Said it sounded like spring before he's back. His leg injury is worse than it originally they thought. It wasn't just a broken leg; it was some torn ligaments too, tendons, ligaments, whatever.
He's got.
But he'd be great. He'd be great if he could come back.
mm-hmm. Absolutely. But yeah, that was what I had on the C2. I was hoping they wouldn't actually wait till 10:30, so we knew the name, so we could
I
talk a
know.
little bit more about this. That means we're gonna have to wait till next Sunday to talk about this.
And by then, one of the or some of the matches will be done because
Yeah,
they're starting on Wednesday on Thanksgiving Eve in Chicago. The following Wednesday is in our state, in Fishers, Indiana,
hmm
at the brand new venue down in Fishers in December 4th. AEW's running, so that's gonna be exciting.
yeah, yeah. KOP will have a presence there of some sort.
A presence, yes.
We're working on that.
Yep. There'll at least be one, if not two of us.
Yes,
There. So, yeah.
yes.
Plenty of tickets available if anybody's interested. Listen to this in the state of Indiana. So,
Oh yeah, or neighboring states. You want to make the drive?
Yeah,
Make the
there you
drive to a
go.
brand new venue.
yeah, it looks cool. They actually held their first event of it. I think it was a concert of some sort, but first event at all over the weekend.
The Traveling Troubadours,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
and the place was sold out for. I've never heard of the Traveling Troubadours.
The
Nope.
venue holds about 7,500, so a little bigger than the Farmers Coliseum. So,
Yeah, I apologize for the blood curdling screams you hear in the background.
kids,
Somebody's having fun on their game. It
kids.
scares them to the point they have to scream.
I think you have to
least-
point across there.
Hey, at
They're
least
playing
you're
a
not.
horror game.
At least you're not throwing something at him, Paul. That's good.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet. That's when I'm not on camera.
No super kicks. Any kids yet?
Aw.
No tope suicidas, super kicks.
Aw. All
Hey.
right.
Hey, I don't know. I don't know if old Rip can get his leg up that high.
I don't know. Somebody have to find him. He's vanished off the face of the earth. He's not even on Facebook
Hey,
anymore. Rip is
hey.
just good old Rip Ryerson Jr. has vanished.
Hey, Shep
Got a
can't get his leg up that high.
Got another comment here on Facebook. Full Gear pay-per-view was great and fun, and the chaotic is fierce. And my gut feeling is right that Darby will be the one to dethrone Mox at World's End. Another person thinking Mox or Darby's going to be the one to dethrone Mox.
That's too quick of a
Okay.
title reign. That's too quick of a title reign, boys.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen. I think I'm sticking to my guns saying Darby will be the guy, but I think it's 2025.
I think we're gonna get something new out of this title reign too, because we have not seen the title since
That's true. That's true.
Fox won it.
There's no way it's in that little briefcase.
No,
No.
it's in the bag. It's in the backpack.
Yeah.
But the rumor is it's in the briefcase, and for it to be in the briefcase, that briefcase would need to be bigger because that belt is not going to fit in there. That center plate is way too big.
Yeah. And I guess one last thing I want to say about Full Gear, and then we can get towards wrapping this up unless you guys have anything else you want to discuss. So when they did that cutaway at the end and we were getting the Death Riders going backstage, and they're waiting for. I thought we were going to see a vehicle show up, and it was going to be somebody who was supposedly pulling the strings for the group,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. So
I'm
kind of starting to give up on that.
I have given up on it because if I said this during our predictions, if you're going to do it, you got to do it now. You can't keep waiting.
Yeah.
You're losing. People are losing interest in this whole storyline right now.
Oh, there's a lot of people shitting on this Moxley storyline right now.
Yeah.
If you actually turn the storyline to a definitive Death Riders versus AEW and get to the point where you're hijacking the show. I'm not saying be the NWO guys, but make it more effective. Then that's when you have your own power guy come out, because obviously AEW is going to have Tony Khan, so you need somebody to counteract Tony Khan. That's when you bring said guy out. But they're not. They haven't taken the story to that yet. It could happen. It could happen. But there's a lot of things they got to do to get that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting. The announcers went from like kind of like hinting that somebody was pulling the strings for the group to now just kind of hinting that it's just Moxley. I don't know. So I'm thinking if it doesn't happen World's End, we're not getting it.
Yeah. It's got to happen there. We got to do something like Mashin says, reboot the company, because that feels like that's where we're going.
How big of an effect would it be? You guys are gonna laugh at this, right? To have Shane McMahon show up at the fucking Tokyo Dome.
Not near as much if you had it done on American soil.
Yeah.
I don't know. Showing up night 2 when it's AEW and New Japan, showing up night 2 in the Tokyo Dome for 2 different companies that are not your father's. And if you remember when he left, when he 4 companies. Sorry, when he left the first time and he went to work for the media company, it was based out of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So he's got roots to Japan.
Right.
Or even if you don't fully show him, tease it. Have Moxley talking to somebody who's just off camera angle. You get a muffled response from off camera, and Moxley says something to acknowledge it, and then that will really get people watching. Hey, there's those red sunglasses again that you love so much, Shep.
Yeah. Supposedly, this whole Death Riders storyline and angle is all Moxley's.
Yeah.
His idea. He's the one behind it. He's running the creative for it. So it's on him for it to flourish.
And I hate to say this, but if it doesn't go over well, I don't think he's going to get the chance to deliver another good big storyline. I think TK is going to go, look what happened last time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a little dull for my liking. I liked how it started.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it had some promise, but so far it's kind of been a little redundant.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
And if you say you're going to hijack the Superstation, you can't come out for 3 minutes on TV and then leave.
Right.
I was thinking we were going to get like they're in the production truck pushing buttons. We're going to see stuff. They're going to be having a presence throughout the entire show. And we get like a 3-minute segment with them. And I was like, well, that was a waste of time.
Yep. So we'll see what happens this Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve in Chicago. And
Chicago.
Again, the AW's home away from home. So
Chicago.
Yep. Why don't you wrap us up there, champ?
All right. I'm the KOP predictions champion. Haha. These guys suck. Haha. Oh, no. I'm kidding. Tanner, you did a great job as champion carrying KOP. You battled 2 individuals who weren't even part of KOP on a regular basis and still beat them. So congratulations on a hell of a title run.
Thank you.
Mine is going to be just as good for the next month till I lose the title at World's End. I have no confidence. I'm just being straight up and honest with you. World's End was not a good pay-per-view for me last year.
As last year.
I came in dead last. I mean, like, it wasn't even close. I could have doubled my
Well, if
score.
I
still
remember
not-
right, you went for some huge gambles. If
Oh, I
remember
did.
right. So,
I did.
yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? Check out kickingOutShop.com. It's your place to go for some great merchandise, support a great podcast, and look fantastic doing so. You can also go to Pro Wrestling Tees, search up Kicking Out Podcast. Tanner, you have some more information about Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yeah, I do. They've been doing some Black Friday sales. So go on there, look up Kicking Out Podcast. You can find some original designs on there. I think 4 or 5 shirts that we don't have on kickingOutShop.com. So, yeah. You can also, if you want to support Pro Wrestling Tees, you can support us too, and the great doing so. And this is for Majin, if he's still watching. This is the picture that Shep sent earlier from the hockey golf outing. So I don't know, Majin, if you can make out any of those faces to help Shep out. So
Tiger Williams right in the middle. What a legend that dude is.
that guy right there.
Meanest son of a bitch I've ever met in my life.
Okay,
Lane
right there.
McDonald to my left. You're right, I'm guessing, right?
This one?
You're
see my
pointing
mouth?
at stuff. No, we can't see your mouth.
We can't see you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lanny
So
McDonald's with the dude with the greatest mustache in the world.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
In
then
the all black with the white shoes.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
the guys to the right are some hockey guys. I can't remember their names. And then the guys in the middle, including me, are a bunch of car dealer Canadians, and then me.
But Tiger Williams, one you got your arm around.
Yeah, Tiger Williams got his arm around me.
So you can't remember the other guys, the other hockey player's name.
Yeah, to the right of me. So,
Okay.
yeah, absolute legends. Was a great time out there. Beautiful golf course. I shot 73 that day, by the way, Tanner. If that tells you anything.
I know that's impressive.
Wow.
Impressive anytime,
Yeah.
let alone November.
Yeah,
So.
I shoot 73 out there, and didn't get a fucking skin either. That's okay.
I don't feel bad for you.
That's all right. I was honest with my handicap. Like you walk up that day was the skins day. They're like, "What's your index?" And I'm like, I don't know, 14. They're like, "Oh, can't you bring it up on your phone?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a 6.8."
Right.
And well, I made 4 birdies on the front. I made 4 birdies and shot 2 under on the front. I'm thinking, I got a shot at a couple of those birdies. Then I made a hell of a birdie on the back, which was a birdie for an eagle. And they did the A-Flight Eagles or A-Flight Skins, and I didn't fucking sniffle one. I'm like, you sandbagging sons of bucks. Nobody. I'm willing to say nobody played better than Shep that day. I was in the slot, as we call it, and but yeah, it happens. It happens.
Shep, you said 6.8, which made me realize we haven't done the one thing that we do to end every show. We haven't given our ratings or our wrestlers.
No, we haven't.
We didn't do this last week either.
No.
We failed there. So let's give Full Gear. Let's go solely Full Gear, wrestler of the night or match of the night. I think we can all agree on the match of the night. So let's go wrestler of the night and ratings real quick. Shep, let's start with you.
You want me to go first? Wrestler of the night is Chris Statlander.
Okay. I like that. Tanner, what you got?
Wrestler tonight, Mercedes Moné.
Oh.
Ooh. I'm going Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah.
There you
Good
go.
pick.
I got to go Fletcher. He helped me win a title.
Yeah, he did.
So let's go ratings. Tanner, we'll start with you.
As far as wrestling in ring, I thought it was a really good show. They did plant some seeds for World's End, but some of the stories, didn't care for some of the storytelling. The end was a little overbooked, in my opinion. I'll go 7-1.
Okay. Shep, what do you got?
As an overall pay-per-view, I thought it was one of the better ones we've seen so far. Oh, good Lord. I can't like why people there's a reason it's not on the main card, Lodge. Reason. Anyways, I thought it was a solid pay-per-view. There was a couple matches that I enjoyed the finish of the pay-per-view. I know some people didn't. So yeah, I thought Tanner gave a hell of a score there. So I'm gonna go. I can't go below Tanner because that would make me immature. So, and you can't go even numbers because that's a rookie score. So I'm going 7.2.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to go lower than Tanner because, again, I'd have to go a minimum of Shep's handicap at 6.8, and that doesn't feel right either. But I'm going to go 7.4. I really enjoyed this pay-per-view.
Well, and it's the one he became champ, so you
I should give it a 10 just for that very reason, but Mercedes won, so that immediately takes 3 points off the top. I don't have to power boom them. No, I don't.
Majin's all about the boom.
And Majin, that's only one kid you're hearing. Just one. I have 3.
Majin, quick question. Do they have Costco up in Canada?
That's an honest question. That's an honest question, Paul. I mean,
it is.
Everybody's got to buy maple syrup in bulk.
It was just the most random question.
Why?
He does have 3 kids.
I do have 3. Yes, believe it or not, there are 3 versions of me running around.
It's pretty scary.
And each of them have a different part of me that makes it even scarier.
Paul got lucky 3 times.
I did. Only 3 times. But hey.
It was funny.
I'm doing the best. I've been married twice. I have 3 kids. Shep's been married twice, has 2 kids. Tanner's been married once, has no kids.
Yeah.
Yet.
Keep it up.
Merry Christmas.
You talked about
they do have Costco. They do have
Costco. I made the comment, funny comment. They have maple syrup in bulk, but so normally at the house that we stay at, we have a really nice house, and I usually cook breakfast for everybody. Fuck off, man.
I love the A.
Yeah, I cook breakfast for everybody, and so I get up in the morning, and I said to one of my buddies, Rosie, I said, "Hey, did you go to the store last night?" Yeah, I got eggs, bacon, and toast. I said, okay. And I open the fridge, and there's nothing in the fridge because, like I said, nobody really lives at this house. And there's 2 things of bacon right there. And I'm like, dude, I don't see no bacon. He goes, it's right in front of you. I go, oh, you got American. I was like, I figured you got Canadian bacon. I was looking for fucking ham. He goes, you're such an asshole. I said, I didn't know if you guys ate this shit up in Canada.
Did he bring you any syrup, though?
He did not bring me any syrup. We didn't have any fucking syrup. Although I do love a good maple syrup.
It is good.
Yes,
it is good.
All right, let's wrap this up before we get down into more rabbit holes here. We talked about Pro Wrestling Tees and Kicking Out Shop. Again, go check them out. Buy some great merchandise to help support KOP. Support us by following all of our social media at Kicking Out Pod on all platforms. We are now on what'd you call it? Blue?
Yeah, we're on Blue Sky now.
Blue Sky.
It's pretty much what Twitter originally was. So
Sky blue backwards. Just remember that.
That's how you'll find. I'm in. I'm all up in that son of a buck.
All right. Be sure to listen to the Kick It Out podcast wherever it is you listen to your podcast. If that happens to be Apple Podcast, be sure to leave us that 5-star review because we are 5-star KOP. Hopefully soon I'll be able to put a title over my shoulder out of habit. Tanner's trying to put it on his. Yeah, see, he won't bring me my title. So next week, since I won't have it, I might have to break out the original KOP title, or as Tanner likes to call it, the Little Jimmy title.
Little Jimmy.
But listen to the Kicking Out podcast wherever it is you listen to your podcast. Buy our merch, follow us, support us. Be sure to follow the Shep at the Shep27 on all social media. Follow Tanner Lee at TannerLee92 and follow myself at Paul Zartman87. And with that, for Austin Shepard and Tanner Lee, I'm Paul Zartman. Join us again next week as we kick out another podcast.
Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.